Hi, in this slide, when we try to do any kind of significant change, we're going to run into ecosystem, that is, manufacturers, their people, or our customers, or even subgroups of employees are going to push back. They're going to say, "Oh, you can't do that because," and they're going to nitpick. Well, what if this? What if that? Etc. People just want to keep doing what they're doing, and if lots of people are doing it together, it's even harder to change. Um, so what I've done is I've taken the 7 steps of my kinetic chain. We start with management, and out of the minds of managers comes a good strategy and a culture, and we come up with all sorts of systems to support our strategy and our culture, which in turn attracts and keeps good people and trains them and educates them. And once they have education, they have skills, and then tools like software and trucks and phones and so forth, come to life and have value. And ultimately, we have incentives. If we say, let's change the incentive program, and we don't change any of this stuff, then nothing happens. This is just too woven together for any change to have any effect. So if we're in the middle here and we're deciding that we are going to change our strategy, and as a result of it, some of our little customers whine and complain to a manufacturer and say, well, I'd buy your product, but I can't because this distributor's prices are too high and their services and their freight's too high, so I've switched to a competitor who sells an alternative brand. The manufacturers come in and say, look, I want you to sell everybody, my stuff. I don't care what size or shape they are, whether you make any money or not. I want to sell you more volume. Well, I understand that. But if our strategy is right and we double our volume with only half our customers and we're growing 2-4 times faster in the industry and paying our bills on time, the manufacturer is not going to be, unhappy with us. So basically, we kind of tell these people whatever they really want to hear and keep going doing what we're doing. And when we succeed, they think we're succeeding for different reasons, but that's okay. So I'm not saying that we won't run into lots of resistance. That's just, part of the ecosystem fabric. But anticipating it, understanding it, and figuring ways around it will, have to be done. And always, it's kind of a divide and conquer. When I hear a general statement like, "Oh, our sales force won't stand for that," well, really, let's look at all the different salespeople and how net profitable are their territories and how strong are they with their customers. And when push came to shove, they left, how much business would they really take and would it even be missed, kind of thing. And their 5 best customers, how long would it take the whole team to sell them, to, in a sense, build a better, stronger relationship with the company than the sales rep and sort of diminish that magic act. Let's ask them, on a scale from 1 to 10, what do you think? Why do you think that? Well, what if we came up with a plan that helped you make more money? What if you didn't have any downside risk? You only had upside potential. When you break down the sales force to each individual person and figure out what the strategy is for each individual person, we can get where we want to if it's going to expand the economic frontier for everybody. If it's going to grow wealth for everybody, it's everybody's going to win. So we can't let naysayers and nitpickers get us down. Now, I will say, having at the bottom, here's a footnote. The grocery channel, when Walmart decided to get into the groceries and eat them alive, and from a standing start in 1990, Walmart has 35% of the national grocery share now. The grocery industry said, well, we need to mimic Walmart's quick response. We're not going to call it quick response. We're going to call it efficient consumer response. And then later, the next generation was called collaborative planning, forecasting, and replenishment. Well, this pretty much went nowhere. I mean, maybe 5% of all the grocery guys got it, did it, made it happen, and the rest just kind of went in the fetal position and did what they did. Now, a lot of regional upscale grocery store chains have a bomb-proof, in a sense, moat when you think about grandfather or great-grandfather getting all the best locations in the suburban area. I mean, Walmart can ring the city with combination supercenters, and they can knock out 2 grocery store locations for every supercenter they open, but they can't penetrate into just for footprint sizes and so forth into the suburban area. So there still are plenty of fortress grocery store chains, but usually only one dominant one or maybe 2 per city. So the story isn't that Walmart's a perpetual innovator. The story is the other 95% of the people they put out of business weren't able to get it, make it happen because they just couldn't deal with the ecosystem friction. So have hope. We can do it. Thanks.